Hello everyone, this is Ian Taylor, and today I'm going to discuss my passage, Genesis chapter 11 through 1. So this takes place just after Noah and his family survived the great flood that God brought into the world, and God commanded him and his family to repopulate the world. And they all spoke one unified language, everyone that was repopulated on the earth. So they all came together in a place called the planet Shinar. And they decided to build a great tower that would ascend to the heavens, which says it is. And they decided to construct the tower from tar and mortar and brick. But God, he did not like this one bit. So he said, no, this is not going to happen. He decided to disorient everyone that was there by making them speak other languages, which confused them. And they scattered all across the earth. And that's what led to the destruction of it, and supposedly we don't know what happened after that. And that's what led straight into the story of Abraham. What I originally thought about this passage was not what I intended. I honestly thought that it was the story of Noah and his family when they were trying to survive the flood. I was 100% dead wrong when this happened. And turns out it was about this, the story Tower of Babel, and everything about that. So explaining my thesis statement I have here. So when understanding the thesis statement, I wanted to first read this passage so everyone can understand it, which that was my first part of the story. But then I wanted to dive into the historical evidence of it, which if you look in the text, the plain of Shinar, which is located in modern-day Iraq, and it goes into the study of why it was built, or who built it specifically, in the area that was around it. Which that was actually pretty interesting, since some commentary Bibles actually mentioned this. Then I had to think about why was this so important, or why did they build this tower specifically? With some experts in certain books talking about saying it was a way to symbolize human arrogance to God, or it was a way to worship false gods, since Genesis mostly talks about being fruitful and multiplying across the earth. And with us, we completely disregard that, because this is well before the Ten Commandments came to be. So, God did not want this to happen, and he told them, no, this is not happening, I'm going to make you speak different languages, and that's what led to this whole catastrophe happening. And many experts point to that, saying, yes, this is true, and the fact that during the time of this, the Assyrian gods came into place, and the Babylonian gods too, since this took place in early Mesopotamia. And that's what led to the creation of the Tower of Babel, which is just located near the ancient capital of Babylonia. Or supposedly. Then we had to think, now my final part of my thesis was mostly, we went through the historical, and we already went through why this is important. Now we have to understand, why did this happen? Because it all ties back to free will, which God at the time respectfully gave us, saying, you have a choice whether to worship me and love me or not. And we chose directly not to, and that's what led to that whole catastrophe, which is true. And the sources I chose mostly took place from the Encyclopedia of the Bible and its Reception, which was written by Christine Helmler. Then I went through a book called Genesis through Leviticus, which was written by Tempered Logman and David Garland. Then we had the Global Bible Commentary, which Tezera Akkurt and Daniel Pat both wrote. Then you had the New Interpreted Dictionary of the Bible, which that's actually very helpful to use. Then we have the IIP Background Study Commentary Bible. Then we had the NSVR Cultural Background Bible, which I used to that. This was a great deal of fun, and I absolutely enjoyed it. Thank you all so much for your great time, and may the Lord bless you, and shalom.